What's up, gamer friends? Today we have a brand new video review. Debunk is a bit negative. Anyway, it's this The Gamer dude and he just won't leave speedrunning alone. And people just keep requesting me to do videos on him over and over again. So what choice do I really have? I mean, number one, why does he always have the yellow arrow with the red outline and the red circle? In pretty much every single thumbnail. What purpose does this one serve? Or here? It's usually just directed at random things with no relevance, but we will have to give him some credit for this one. This insanely creative thumbnail right here, which is the video I am actually going to review. No arrow, no circle. Wait. There's just something about this, but I just quite can't put my finger on it. Something about this video. Either way, let's get started. Does anyone know what the premium actually is? I don't know.
Speedrunning has quickly become one of gaming's greatest pastimes. Gamers have gone through a lot in order to beat a game in the quickest time possible.
I love how the gamer always does these elaborate, long introductions and really obvious introductions just to get some extra time out of the video.
There have been many documented cases of speedrunners coming so close but failing in the end. That is what we'll be looking at today. Before we begin, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and stay up to date with the gamer.
Unironic notification squad. And I'm already subscribed. What do you want from me?
Now, without further ado, here are 10 video game speedruns that came so close but failed. Jodenstone. Perhaps the most famous speedrun ever is the 18-minute...
Why did I find this so funny? Just have Jodenstone's name here and just pop up Cosmo.
To make a long story short, a player had to clip out of one of the first dungeons in order to teleport to the final dungeon thanks to how the data was stored in the game.
That just sounds so funny. A player has to clip out. You don't actually have to clip out. You can just die and do it. It's just faster. I don't know.
Many speedrunners have tried to at least tie this time and have either barely failed or outright failed to complete it. This is because in order to complete the game this way, it requires a lot of RNG and random chance for the right moment to align, and at any moment the game could crash or the player could die.
They've had OT in so many of their videos, their speedrun videos, and it's not that much RNG, it's like... and crashes almost never happen. They're just saying random things.
Jodenstone was attempting the speedrun after months and months of grinding and preparing.
Wait, why does he just rip up Paul Legends video? Like the watermark is there. Like even if you just take his pics, you can just find the original video. You don't have to actually rip his video. That is next level lazy.
Things were going well for him and he looked like he was going to at least tie for the top spot. He had just gotten over one of the hardest tricks in order to get to the final boss, and this is where things went south. He was super close to defeating Ganon, but he got hit and died right before the fight ended. Talk about cutting it close.
No, that's not even what happened. He just lost time. He did not die. You cannot die past this point where you at least steal a Paul Legends unlucky moments for your unlucky moments. Don't steal his chokes. And with saying that stuff about Cosmo at the beginning, he doesn't even include that Jodenstone went on to beat him by 3 seconds.
Chizo 5. Have you ever tried at something so many times that you feel you're never gonna achieve it even though you know in your heart that you can do it?
Maybe I should start doing what the gamer's doing with these irrelevant sayings and random stuff to get my videos a bit longer.
Well, you feel just like Chizo 5.
In the other video, you called him Alan Alvarez. What's it gonna be?
He's a Super Mario 64 speedrunner who's been on a quest to get all 120 stars in under 1 hour and 39 minutes.
Another one? Come on, man.
On one attempt, when Cheese was going to face Bowser in the Dark World, someone in the voice chat began to spam donate while the fight was going on. This may have led to him choking and missing some key throws that would have landed him the 139.
Why is he making these videos? He's not interested in this. He has no idea that Cheese actually has the 139 now.
During a run of Gex64, speedrunner XDE was on the final boss. To beat this boss, you have to press a big green button 3 times in order to make a TV fall on him. Gex was a weird franchise to say the least. However, the button spawns in random places, so it could spawn somewhere that's out of your reach. This happened during X's speedrun. He was on his way to breaking a record for Gex64 with a time of 52 minutes. During the fight, he missed his opportunity to hit the button and failed in his speed run.
Speed run is 2 words.
The object of the fight is to make the boss hit the green button, but for some reason the boss didn't hit the green button when he slammed down, making him lose time. This created a downward spiral and he ended up losing more opportunities to make up for lost time. It just goes to show that no matter what your skill level is, sometimes it just comes down to pure luck and RNG.
I mean, I think this is literal plagiarism, right? He just took what Paul was saying and threw in some misinformation.
X was running Gex 64, one of the best franchises of all time, by the way. He was nearly a minute ahead of his record entering the final level. To end this fight, you have to hit the big green button on the floor 3 times in a row. However, it's completely random where it spawns, so it's possible it can be so far away you can't reach it before it disappears. X's run died to something completely out of his control.
You decide.
Kizaron. While we here at The Gamer are not speedrunners, even we know that if you plan on speedrunning the Pokemon games, you're guaranteed to have some unfair RNG moments.
I think that's quite an understatement. You are not speedrunners, but you are also not interested in speedrunning. You don't watch speedrunning. You literally just take these things that other people have done and copy them.
Fuzziness. Here we have another Legend of Zelda speedrun, only this time it's a Wind Waker any % run. In this run, streamer Fuzziness was ahead of the world record by a full minute, and he was on his way to completing the game since he was in the final boss fight with Ganon.
You just couldn't stop with Apollo, could you? You had to go to Ease Escape.
Since she couldn't be interacted with, the cutscene never happened and Fuzziness was now trapped with Ganon and had no choice but to die and start over.
When you smoke so much crack that you just forget the name. Funniness. He said fussiness, but now it's funniness.
Fuzziness was now trapped with Ganon, making it one of the more difficult games to fully speedrun, unlike Ocarina of Time.
Wow, he's gonna talk smack like that on Ocarina of Time when he doesn't know anything about either game. Wind Waker HD is freaking RNG, man.
Unlike Ocarina of Time. Cyglemic. But this is an older one from 2012. Cyglemic was a streamer who would play Super Mario 64 for 12 hours a day in an attempt to get the world record down. During a run, he was in the Rainbow Cruise level and was ahead of the record by about a minute. All he needed to do was touch the star and get past this level, but for whatever reason, he jumped the wrong way, which caused him to miss the star and die.
For whatever reason. That's why it's called a fail.
A lot of streamers and Super Mario 64 players will choke at the final Bowser fight or screw up in the late game, but this instance is one of the most infamous speedrunner chokes in the history of speedruns.
But, correct me if I'm wrong, but this looks like the late game.
Connor75. Connor75 was on his way to completing the game in just under 6 hours. Not only was he well on his way to getting a personal best, but it was also possible for him to get the world record for DK64.
This entire video is just completely stolen. Honestly, this is the worst The Gamer video I've watched so far. I'm disappointed, The Gamer.
Andrew G. Failing in the privacy of your own home is one thing.
What is this music, by the way? It's so unfitting.
Failing in front of an audience is another, and failing in front of an audience including one of your idols can be crushing. Andrew G is one of the biggest Nintendo streamers on Twitch, raking in over 12,000 followers.
That's one of the biggest? 12,000 followers? Maybe it is. You in this one, The Gamer.
And who else but Shigeru Miyamoto, the granddaddy of Mario, was there to watch him play. Now Andrew G's skills are undisputed. He's a great player and has shown his skill hundreds of times.
Didn't this guy dedicate his entire life to Super Mario? Hundreds of times.
But when the inventor of the game you've played obsessively is right next to you, things can get a little tense. Andrew G attempted to play the game in order to show off his skills, but he found himself making simple mistakes and as a result he couldn't even finish the game. There were no hard feelings, however, and Andrew G continues to stream Mario games to this day.
No hard feelings. Why would Miyamoto be angry at him for that? Is he gonna stab him for dying to a hammer bro in his presence?
Maybe next time he'll swallow his nerves and prove his skill to Miyamoto.
Next time. Yeah, it's just every day you get to hang out with Miyamoto.
And those were some of the greatest speedruns that came so close to succeeding but ultimately failed. Do you have a speedrun fail that you remember but didn't see on this list?
Can I submit this video?
Let us know in the comment section below. Remember to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all the latest videos from The Gamer.
No, I refuse.
Also, while you're here, have a look at our playlist. You might find your next favorite video.
Why do I seriously doubt that? Somehow. My ears just got destroyed. Why is that so loud again? I remember complaining about this the last time. Why have they not changed it? This volume is terrible. if you actually did watch to the end, please spam like 532 WTF, what happened, something like that. Just so whoever reads the comments without finishing the video can be like, what happened? I don't understand why everyone's saying go to 532. Peace, guys. This video